www.offthecorner.net. You're watching the Fact Project, and FACT, of course, is an acronym that stands for Fundamental African-Centered Thought. The goal here on the Fact Project is to convey some facts and some information to members of our community. Now, here on the Fact Project, normally we talk about culture, identity, politics to some extent. We try not to spend too much time on that, but we also like to spend some time talking about rap music and hip hop culture, only because it's basically the culture that we grew up on, and it's the very thing that we relate to and identify with. I think it's interesting how music ultimately becomes the soundtrack of your life. And the experts say that whatever music you came up listening to as a teenager, that's going to be your music for the rest of your life. Like, that's going to be the thing that resonates with you. So for many of us, some of those artists include people like EPMD, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Cool G Rap and Polo. That list is long. Like, that's our stuff. Most of us cannot relate to or identify with a lot of the modern day commercial rap. Years ago, late 1980s, mid 1980s, early 1980s even, there was no such thing as commercial rap. We had mix shows on the weekend, especially here in New York City, and we would hear certain rap records, and from time to time, some of the records that we heard on the mix shows would make it into heavy rotation on commercial radio. There was no such thing as a commercial rap sound. Whatever made it to commercial radio and became a daytime hit was just something that we heard on underground or mix shows on the weekend that eventually made its way to commercial rap radio, or it was R&B radio, really. And they managed to fit in a few rap records here and there. And so that was the extent of commercial rap. There was no such thing as this homogenized commercial rap sound. Years later, rap became a little bit more watered down. We saw the advent of people like Vanilla Ice, who, a person might be inclined to think, if you're weak-minded, you think, hey, Vanilla Ice sold more records than Cool G Rap, so that makes him better. No, that just means Vanilla Ice was more marketable to record labels and distributors who don't necessarily look like us. I want to start by giving a shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Miss Cooley, FBT already chimed in. Henry Cedillo chimed in. Shout out to Henry Cedillo, always on the check-in. And Hassan Burton, peace to brother Hassan Burton. It says, brother Hassan Burton says, our kids call our favorite artist daddy's rap music. Okay, and that's the thing. And now Hassan makes a good point. When we were coming up, we listened to rap music. Our parents didn't listen to the same music as us. Now, it seems the 40-somethings and 50-somethings, they listening to what the 14-year-olds listen to. So the older people, it's almost like they don't have their own music. Everybody's listening to the same trash rap music. We are right now waiting on Brother Kwabena Rasuli to join us. Brother Kwabena Rasuli represents the Clear the Airwaves project, and he's been talking for a long time about bad rap music and the impact that it has on us as a people. In recent memory, we have had a lot of people on social media and on YouTube making videos talking about rap fatigue. Now, before I play some excerpts from those videos, I want to first define what is fatigue and then what is rap fatigue. I learned this from the great Professor James Small and the great Neely Fuller Jr. When you use a word, you should define that word so everybody's clear on exactly what it is you're trying to say. So, where am I? Here we go. So it says fatigue, extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion or illness. I'm going to say that again. Fatigue is extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion. So that is the definition of fatigue. I would like to also now go into the definition of rap fatigue, because this is something that's popping up on the internet. And people are basically saying that they're tired of commercial rap music. It's too negative. It glorifies drug abuse. It glorifies misogyny towards women. It glorifies alcohol abuse. It's glorifying things that people are saying, hey, this is not cool, because these things are very destructive. And we can't continue down that road because, where does that get us? I'm not finding what I'm looking for here, so I got to do this again. I want everybody to stay with me. Hassan Burton says, people spooked out saying we didn't make the Billboard 100. I'm like Black when we started. We didn't do it for the charts. We did it for the art and the park after dark. Okay, I agree with that. Shout out to Hassan Burton. Yeah, that's something we're going to come to. This idea that there's no rap music on Billboard Top 40. And I want people to tell me what your opinion is. I think commercial rap music has gotten so bad that rap not making the top 40 on Billboard, that might actually be a good thing. I think commercial rap, trap rap, drill rap, whatever kind of rap you want to call it, I basically think at this point it needs to disappear. And as someone who is a fan and a lover of rap and hip hop music, I think it needs to go back underground. Because as long as it's commercial, then we're going to have garbage, basically. And that's basically what we're seeing now. It's nothing but garbage that encourages disagreeable thought and behavior. Now, watch this. Rap fatigue. What is rap fatigue? It says rap fatigue is a growing disinterest in rap music, often linked to a perception that it has become repetitive. That's not perception. It actually has become repetitive. Rap fatigue is a growing disinterest in rap music, often linked to a perception that it has become repetitive, overly commercial, or lacks lyrical substance. So overly commercial and lacks lyrical substance, definitely. This feeling is sometimes caused by market saturation from a low barrier or entry, where a large number of artists quickly replicate trending sounds, leading to them becoming stale. So in other words, everybody sounds the same. When we had rap music, early 80s, mid 80s, the goal back then was to be different. I remember when Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick did this show, there was no record that sounded like that. That was something completely, totally different and out the box. Now everybody wants to sound the same. Now it's this underproduced rap. Sometimes there's not even a snare on the track. And for those of my people who are production heads, this is 808, 909 overused snare that we hear on every record. It's either that or a hand clap. Kicking a hand clap. I remember Lauryn Hill saying, me without a mic is like a beat without a snare. We hear a lot of beats with no snare now. For my heads that are people that are heads, you understand exactly what I'm saying. So now let me see. We're trying to find Willie D. Willie D made a video recently where he was talking about this concept of rap fatigue. We're waiting on Brother Kwaba not to join us. So let me see. Here we go. Let me see if I can do this video really quick. Let's see if we can get a hold of Brother Kwaba now. And we can go forward from there. So everybody just stay with me. Forgive me, I'm doing this on the fly. I'm normally a little bit more organized than this, but we're waiting for our guests to arrive.
Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Janava. For the first time since 1990, no rap or hip-hop artist will be featured in the Billboard Top 40 at the end of this October. The genre, once known for its anthems and viral music videos, looks to be disconnecting from the audience it was supposed to represent, the youth and those in the inner cities. This surprising update on rap's failure to make this list in 35 years would spark debates
Yes,
across the
brother
country.
Now, did that link
So
work?
why is rap currently falling off?
I sent it to you.
After the
you
news was circulated, it appears that many rap fans would air out their reasons why some are experiencing rap fatigue. From there not being enough rap stars, lack of creativity, to other genres getting more push, and even the fact that many rappers have gone independent to avoid predatory deals, thus making it harder for them to appear on radio and other necessary placements to break songs across the country. According to Billboard, the highest ranking song at the time of the streak ending was Young Boy Never Broke Again's Shot Callin' at number 44, despite artists like Cardi B releasing an album and even a couple singles from Drake. Now, in response, several black listeners would open up about their issues with today's rap and their fatigue.
Best. Cardi don't need no rest. Pop out, get a host of rest.
She was a fairy. Yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah.
Bitch, I'm in the field. Nigga, call me Indiana Jones. Feel like Soldier Boy today, so kiss me through the phone.
Yeah, pussy so good it'll have him doing ad-libs. He can't even speak.
Rap is an art form. You are supposed to be saying something. When I hear y'all music, y'all don't be saying nothing. Because y'all dropping name brands and I got more than you and who rockin' coach and shit. You think you saying something, but you ain't really saying shit. Rap is an art form derived from storytelling and poetry. If you can't tell a story, baby, you can't rap.
Listen to these rappers. They are extremely articulate, very intelligent. Rappers today are illiterate. They can barely talk. Lil Baby gets on the mic. He sounds like he got a taste of the tism.
Man, it's so long ago, you know what I'm saying? But I remember that, Jay, because that was my first time. But after that, it's just been...
How do you make it through your rap? I mean, he sounds like he can barely read his own raps. That's why they mumble everything. They can barely talk.
Y'all have been mistreating, misusing, and abusing hip-hop for decades now. It's become a matter of capitalistic gain and not uplifting communities. Go back to the analog days. Right?
Damn, I got
the days where your disconnection from technology tapped into source in a deeper way. Let's go back to that. So I'm okay with hip hop not being in the top 40 because it's bigger than that.
This battery is on 2%. I got to start on my other phone. I'm playing a video. Oh darn it! Hold on.
Add the perfect touch of tart to sweet holiday memories. Simply. Say yes to simple.
All right, so sorry about that.
According to hip-hop commentator Ray, making a hit song.
The music business, we don't have a rap song in the top 40 for the first time in 35 years. That's because, in my opinion, every artist started chasing clout and virality rather than chasing hits. Clout and virality is just pulling your phone out, doing something goofy, hoping that it gets you viral or hot for a few minutes. That's a few minutes. A hit lasts forever. Ice Cube is still performing records from the 80s and the 90s right now. Those wasn't clout moments. Those were hits. These new check writers don't know the difference between right or wrong. They just signing anything and everything moving and saying, oh, he knows what he's doing. He's a hot kid. This is the music business. It's going to always be about making a hit record, the best record you can make. We got away from that. And now we don't have a record in the top anything, but y'all niggas is rich. Everybody rich. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts.
This Hype Plus commercial break is sponsored by Aura.
As a hustling mama on the go, every minute counts. But did you know not much time is needed for scammers to get key information about you from data brokers online who sell your information to spammers and even make it available to stalkers? See, I remember when I had just wrapped filming a reality show. The new fame was nice, but the attention would increase the amount of unknown calls and emails I received from telemarketers and this information private. Or identify callers in the middle of a workout and banking. You don't link below to receive
a lot of people behind the scenes, they want rap to be less relevant. They want rap to not be the biggest, most influential art form in music. but let some little cute little somebody artist that might be related to somebody come up. She's going to get all the resources when it can put this headline out like this and not support it with the actual news and why our artists have been eliminated from it.
Now, the following week after the report of no rap songs appearing on the top 40, Billboard would report rap would make a return back to the top 40 again with Megan Thee Stallion's song Lover Girl. From the looks of the current list, artists like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Leon Thomas, Kehlani, and K-pop fantasy group Soda Pop are amongst top artists and songs. So what happens to rap? So many of the artists, to Daniel's point, appear to be focused on other things outside of releasing good music, thanks to reality shows, brand deals, the decline of hip-hop record labels, and even hip-hop moguls like Diddy and Russell Simmons. Men who help represent and put on for the genre are now battling their own troubles. Hip-hop is hurting, and being the once unified front it was. And not to mention, BET would indefinitely suspend their annual hip-hop awards this year. According to NPR, apparently the show's TV ratings had been on the decline. The year after celebrating hip-hop's golden anniversary in 2023, the show's annual viewership fell off a steep cliff, down nearly 50% in 2024. Now, this recent decline of rap appears to not only have been noticed by Black listeners, but even a few bigots online would celebrate its decline, as rap is supposed to be a form of representation of Black culture. One user on X would write in response to rap songs not being in the top 40, "Rap fatigue, shit music for no talent thugs, way past time for rap to die." Now, some races would further the conversation and connect that Black fatigue, which is supposed to be a feeling of some being tired of Black people, mainly from the negative images of Black people that they have been programmed into thinking represents the culture, is another reason why hip-hop is falling off, as it has been long known that a large part of white America would become fans of rap, due to its ability to give a look into Black culture. From a global level, hip-hop still influences a large part of the population, as many across the globe continue to emulate rappers in the States and their style. So hip-hop is not disappearing, but clearly could be much better compared to its golden era. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Why do you think listeners are experiencing rap fatigue? And what do you specifically blame on the recent decline of hip-hop? Stay up to date for the latest news in comedy, culture, and music by subscribing here to our YouTube channel. And if you enjoy content like this, check out hypersclub.com to get a membership to watch full interviews and more original content. And if you have a story you think we should cover, send us a message now at hypealerts.com.
Sorry about that. I'm back, everybody. I was on mute. We got Brother Kwabena Rasuli joining us. After a little bit of a technical hiccup, we are back on live. Now, Brother Kwabena, we're talking about this concept of rap fatigue. I haven't gone to the Willie D video yet, but did you view the Willie D video talking about rap fatigue?
No, I'm tripping on the whole phenomenon, I guess, known as rap fatigue that just came out within the last, well, pretty much since that report, since it surfaced that Kendrick Lamar and SZA Luther dropped out of the top 40, and that there's no rap song in the top 40 as of last week or whenever that was. And so, but I'm tripping off of it. It's interesting indeed. I'm just surprised that it's taking this to make that happen, but whatever means necessary, something has to be done. You know, because even if you look at, I'm gonna jump right to it. Even if you look at the song that was number 44, so it was out of the top 40. It was a song from NBA YoungBoy, and I just looked at the lyrics to the song this morning. Horrific. Still talking about killing people and everything. YouTube is horrific. And so later for it, that's how we feel about it. Later, it's destroying us. It's been destroying us. And if it takes this talking about a fatigue, yeah, people are tired of it. People are tired of a lot of people ain't listening to it. People are tired of it.
Yeah. So now what about this concept that there's no rap in the top 40 on Billboard? I was saying before you got on, I think the idea that rap is going out of the mainstream and going hopefully off of commercial radio might actually be a good thing, because now you got to be a purist to exemplify the art form, like more on an underground level where it began. So is rap being out of the top 40, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing in your opinion?
Yeah, and again, us weighing our success by whether it's in the top 40 or not too is kind of problematic also, man. But I think it's a good thing. I mean, why would a song with dropping M-bombs and telling black people to kill each other even be in the top 44? Exactly. So it shouldn't be in the top 40 top charts, R&B charts, rap charts, any of it, because you wouldn't have a song that's demeaning and degrading Eskimos, calling for the shooting and killing of dogs in any top 10 or top 100 or top 200 Billboard or any other chart. Only black people.
That's right.
Only black people. So later for it.
That's right. I agree with that. So now here we go, Brother Quava. Now, there's actually a technical definition online for rap fatigue, and I read this before you came on. It says rap fatigue refers to a growing disinterest in rap music, often, and I think that should say commercial rap music, but it says, and it goes into that. It says rap fatigue refers to a growing disinterest in rap music, often stemming from a perception, and it's not perception, it's actually real, but it's actually stemming from a perception that mainstream rap has become repetitive. That's not perception, it actually has become repetitive, overly commercialized, or shallow. Do you agree with that definition of rap fatigue? There's already a definition online for rap fatigue. Do you agree with that?
I guess I'm just not hearing about that term rap fatigue, but it makes sense because if stuff's repetitive, you get tired of it.
That's right.
And I've been commenting for years about most of the slop hop I hear with the same hi-hat.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. You know, and we do a funk show. We do a classic funk and show with a mellow extension. And we get a chance to just chill in the studio on Friday evening and just listen to first we do conscious hip hop. And I'm gonna tell you, we've been bumping the Music from the Fact Project, bro. That's some good stuff because of the lyrics, because of what it's saying, because of the flow, all of that. But then we get off into the funk, the Crown Heights Affair, Sky, Parliament. You know, we get off into people playing music. We get off into groups like Climax, The Deal. And you name it, there's so many of them. So we get off into Africans and AWE, white folks ever playing instruments, playing music, and being creative with their songs. We go into the mellow extension, even on some of the funk. We get off into people writing songs and lyrics about loving, you know, about struggles with our relationships sometimes, struggles in life. But they're not talking about killing each other.
Now, brother,
they're not talking about killing each other. So yeah, no, later forward, it's time. This is beyond time.
Yeah, now part of the problem that I'm having with it, and you kind of alluded to it in what you just said, it's become so dumbed down that it's easy. Anybody could do it now. You know, years ago when we heard Rakim, anybody couldn't do what he was doing. In fact, we're just now beginning to understand what Rakim was doing in '86. You know, in terms of production, what 45 King and Marley Marl and some of the earliest producers were doing, people didn't figure it out right away. Like it was progressive, like it pushed the envelope. So what about this idea that it's so simplistic that anybody can do it? Do you agree with that?
That is so on point. That part, I'm with it. It's because there's so many people rapping. I know people who graduated from college. They didn't even go until they graduated from in college. No, I'm gonna make beats. No, I'm gonna rap. You know, it's so easy to do, man. It's like right now in Spanish, especially, they've been rewarding people without the talent. And I remember way back with the Guru, one of my favorite cuts from Gang Starr, Check the Technique. I think this ain't a slave cell because I ain't the same scale rapper. Phony microphonist with no class, no type of real appeal or real talent. And it makes me violent, man, to see all of these BBD MCs wanting B's making G's because some dumb companies have lots of money but no idea what is whack and what is dope. So check out I'll stop right there. That's one of my favorite cuts by the Guru.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's been happening for a while, but now it's out of control, and it's been out of control. It's been out of control. We hear so much just mumble jumble and ignorance. And the thing is too, brother, if they play it so much, you're gonna start liking it. I mean, you know me just do a little bit of the Guru, but I can't rap. But if I was to make a rap song and they were to play it 20 times a day, People were like, oh, okay, I like that. What DJ what DJ Precious Paul just said there. Okay, I kind of like this growing on me. So that's one of the problems. That is definitely one of the problems. Yes.
Yeah.
Look, Rakim just performed out here this weekend. This brother who did who had some sort of party. I don't know if it's his birthday party, a tribute. He had Yolanda Adams, Rakim, Sisters First Choice, all kind of people out here. DJ Jazzy Jeff, and everybody. People been telling me I didn't go. They said, man, Rakim, people just loved it. I mean, like as you say, but the brother got skills. They said he rapped. He did his rap. He rapped the whole, pretty much a nice long set. Not one cuss word. Not one reference to disrespecting our women and killing our people.
Yeah, that's what our music was years ago. You had to come with some amount of consciousness, or else it wasn't accepted. And I say it didn't become accepted until 1987, when KRS-One and Boogie Down Production did Criminal Minded. I've had that conversation. I'm not going to go into that today. But I see a lot of the young people listening to a lot of this negative rap music. I see it as a failure of family and a failure of the education system. What are your thoughts on this idea that the family and the school has failed Black children?
I think it's all connected. I think it's circular. I mean, I look at my own family and my nephews in particular who are of age, in their 30s, man, late 20s, 30s, hardly any of them are married. They ain't gay, but they ain't with not even with a woman, man. And it's like our whole relationship. I was talking to a friend. She said, yeah, by my parents, by the time they were 30-something years old, they had all their children, had their children already. Raising families. But the music, it goes back to the music. The music used to inspire us, used to enhance us to be with each other, to love on each other, on one another. Now, man, you can't even find a slow jam hardly. A popular slow jam. And it ain't like Black people can't sing no more.
That's true.
So when our music used to be about peace, love, unity, and having fun, with rap, it's about war, hate, individualism, and despair.
That is true. In the chat, let me know if Brother Kwabena is coming across clearly, because we kind of had to do something on the fly. But Brother Kwabena, do you think that Black parents have lost parental leverage over the children, or they're just not paying attention?
I think we've lost it, and one of the reasons, we lost it in the schools, we lost it. I think one of the main reasons we lost it is because of I was talking to this brother about this yesterday, because of the disrespect that's allowed. So I grew up, every once I catch some songs I can listen to. I can listen to some Richard Pryor, some provocative songs and what have you, and some provocative contact, but I wasn't doing it with my parents. I cuss every once in a while. Like I wouldn't do it around the adults. Now, because it's going mainstream, now that the Grammys are rewarding this madness, that the NAACP Image Awards are rewarding this madness, there's no line there. So the disrespect is just out of control. So yeah, the parents, it's tough on the parents. I think most of the parents don't want it like that. Look, for instance, I was at the spot this past weekend, and it was a young brother. He was 13 years old. Was with his mother, and I was talking to them about the music. You know what we do. And she said, "Oh, he don't listen to none of that. He don't listen to all that." And so we were further along. We were talking. He said, "Well, Mama, you do." And she was like embarrassed.
Wow.
I said, "What you been listening to, Glorilla?" "You do, Mama." I was like, "Wow."
Wow, blow up, huh?
And then there's one other point I want to make. So then there was a song on in the background of the spot we were located, we were at, and the young brother said, "Mama, look, that's your song."
Wow.
And it was the song was "Computer Love" from Zap and the Gap Band. And so this young brother, 13 years old, brought to our attention that "Computer Love" was on. Yeah. So he had been listening to that or songs like that, and obviously he liked it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's true what you said. If it's played on the radio, we would like it. I know years ago, Public Enemy was hot, and they could sell 1 million records in 7 days. So we wanted that kind of content, right? A Tribe Called Quest sold 1 million copies of every album they ever made, even the lesser known ones. The Fugees came out and set the record for the most rap records sold, or most rap albums sold. They had the record. Lauryn Hill came out behind that with her solo album and broke that record. So this idea that the music industry is telling us we want this negative rap music is not true. How do you respond to the record labels when they say, hey, this is what y'all want, so this is what we're going to put out?
They're full of crap. You know, I want to give another example of Speech and Arrested Development. That first album record, he tells this story. The record company makes buku money off that album. Plenty of money off of it. The second album, Zigga Dooney, I think it was even a better album than the first one. Even more conscious. They deep sixed it. They didn't even promote it.
Yeah.
And you know they could have made a bunch of money off that.
Yeah.
That album.
Yeah. That time.
So later the record albums, the record labels, this whole evil, diabolical music industry and how it does Africans, not just African artists, but the African masses, because they know the influence of music, they know the influence of culture. They're evil, they're diabolical, they're pretty much grown audio pedophiles, violent, perverted audio pedophiles. They might be all up in the Epstein files when they finally get read.
Yeah, we got a lot of sharp people in the chat. We got Hassan Burton. He said throughout the 90s decade, only 4 rappers died. Nowadays, 3 rappers die a day. What is the connection, Brother Kwabena, between the violence that we see in the music?
It's a direct connection. A direct connection. The brother is on point. In 2020, there's 200 rappers died. Wow. 2020. Wow. In 2021, it was 250 rappers who died. And of the 250 of them, 200 died from gun violence. I would ask the people to just look it up. Rappers who died in 2021. There is about a 25-minute video that shows snippets of the rappers who died, and it shows them flashing the money, dropping N-bombs, flashing the guns. I'm telling you, it is eye-opening. And it's eye-opening. So that brother is on point. There's so many of them who are dying, and it's being promoted that they died. When we look at what happened at these HBCUs, I think it was at least 5 shot in Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. There was 5 shot at Howard University. These are homecoming events. Even high school homecomings in Mississippi, you have 11 people shot. Homecoming, bro. When you go to homecoming, either be your high school, your college, you're going back to see your old friends and have a good time, see the people, have a good time and party. But the music that's being played at these events, not just homecomings, when we even having children kill each other. It's calling us ends, telling us to disrespect our women and to take each other's lives. And there's a direct connection to it. If the music, that's Sister Perry Small, shout out her birthday. She would always say this was on the station here in Chicago. She just retired recently. She always talk about how the Isley Brothers and this music from back in the day helped us create our children, enhance that. Why can't this music today that's violent have a connection to the killing that's going on? And it has. Look, my father asked me, about 2017, because we've been doing this work for a while. He said, this was a year there was at least 11 people shot every day in Chicago, brother. 11 every day. And if it was 11 every day, 10 of them look like you and I. And so my father asked me, he said, if they weren't playing all this music on these radio stations, on this iHeart and this Crawford European-owned radio station that targets the African masses, if they weren't playing all this kill black people music, how many people you think would be shot every day? And that was a good question. I said, Dad, you know what? I mean, just off the dome, I said, probably about, this big city, still a lot of issues happen. I say 2 or 3. 2 or 3. I'm telling you, it has a direct connection to it. And going back to 2021, where Africans are reportedly about 13% of the population in the U.S., 13, 14% of the population in the U.S. That year, bro, a year that they recorded over 20,000 murders in the U.S., we were 59% of the victims. 13% of the population, but 59% of the homicide victims. And the main thing that was fueling that fire, these fratricidal fires, was the music. Was music promoted, pushed Drake, to push Lil Baby, to push Da Baby, to push NBA Youngboy, to push Cardi B Gone, to push Megan Pete, Because yes, they promote violence and murder too.
Yeah. So you have mentioned, and I think this is interesting. Roger Troutman and Zapp. And I can remember growing up in New York, you had hits that were regional hits. So in New York, for example, they never played Roger Troutman and Zapp on commercial radio. We had WRKS, which was Kiss FM, and WBLS. And they never played Roger Troutman and Zapp. Now, if you had traveled in the early 80s, 83, Midwest, West Coast, Computer Love was on heavy rotation on black music radio stations. Now, every black radio station is playing the same exact playlist. Do you see that as a problem?
I see that. I definitely see that as a problem. I do. I mean, like, well, I would tell you, I ain't gonna lie though. Y'all missed out if they weren't playing Roger and them in New York.
They were not,
like
bro.
they should.
They were not. They didn't touch that record. Black commercial radio in New York City did not touch that record. I was ahead, so I knew about it because I'm into Roger Troutman, Zapp, that kind of Ohio funk thing, right? So I knew about it, but they did not play that. Commercial radio did not touch that record at all in 1983 when it came out. They didn't touch it. So
that's. I mean, I was in Louisiana at the time. We were definitely playing it, but matter of fact, we brought Zapp to campus for a concert at one time too.
That's funny.
A couple times. Roger was a fool, man. Love some Roger. But again, that's another example of, we do have tragedies. Roger, gun violence took him out. Him and his brother killed himself. So we have tragedies, but we're not singing about them and promoting them and telling us that if you don't trust someone, you should take their life. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, we weren't doing that. But yeah. I read a story about Slave, the group Slave, and that cut they had called Slide, which is one of the funkiest songs in the history of mankind. And they said New York didn't take that. They didn't play that either when it first came out because of the name of the group was called Slave.
Right.
And for some reason they didn't want to play them. But yeah, so no, I think there's pluses and minuses to that. But when they use that as a means of controlling, what we do, and controlling our culture, then it becomes a problem. That's when it becomes a major problem.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we've been doing this lecture series. This is the 50th anniversary. I'm sorry, not the 50th, the 100th anniversary of the birth of Malcolm. We've been doing a centennial lecture series since summer of 2024. And this month's lecture series is going to be Malcolm dealing with controlling when others get control of their media and the issues that you have to deal with. And what we're talking about is exactly what Malcolm warned us about. People controlling your media, controlling your perception and all that. And that's what's happening in this music.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think it's this kind of mass programming thing where you're kind of steering public opinion and public thought in one direction by playing the same music on different radio stations for everybody. And there's no more regional hits. I feel like that's just steering public opinion in one direction.
Yeah, you need the regional hits, but also if there's just some great songs. I think I DJ'd a party last weekend, and while we were just chilling, I played this song from Breakwater, "Work It Out," that I love. And I'm in Gary, so one cast, man, I heard that in so long. I said, wow. I said, because in LA, we didn't play Breakwater. They didn't. People in LA don't know "Say You Love Me, Girl" or "Work It Out" or even "Splash Downtime." But in Louisiana, yeah, they dug it. So that sort of thing I understand. But yeah, I think we should have more regional and stuff like Tom Joyner, the fly jock will fly from Chicago to Dallas, and then that blew up, man, with these with this syndication. And I think it's both like in Chicago we have a talk show, Brother Salim Mulo Wakil. You can catch it everywhere, but it's more so a local talk show, which is a powerful talk show. But then you have shows like Carl Nelson's and Tavis Smiley's who are local in a way, but they got more of the national appeal. And so with all these issues, man, need to be talked about, dealt with. The songs need to be heard. And we're at a time now when you can hear, I think it was like that too. Things would blow up on one region and sometime it would cross over. But yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned syndication, which is an important point to touch on if it relates to broadcast media and radio. Now with the technology, I'm in New York. I could listen to the Carl Nelson show out of DC every day because of the technology. So,
yes.
So now here's the thing. A lot of the young people, they don't listen to FM radio like we did years ago. they're getting their music from, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever they find their music on the internet. Does the technology create a disconnect between the younger generation and the older generation?
It certainly does. I even see it riding with my ex-girlfriend on a long trip, and her daughter in the back of the car with her headphones, her own headphones on, while we're listening to some music. And it definitely and she let me hear one time. I was like, what? This is what you listening to? It was crazy.
Wow.
But yeah. So no, I definitely look. I gotta tell another story too. Another friend of mine, we were taking a ride back from Louisiana years ago, and her daughter, we were all together, and her daughter, she gets a text. Her daughter's in the back seat, texting her mama from the back seat of the car. Oh. So I know that's a little bit off. Hey man, but I do want to make this other point though about when my father talked to me about the music and the content and what was being played. That was around the time, like I said, when 11 people were being shot every day in Chicago. At the end of the year, the Sun-Times had a big oval article about it. They had faces of the front page, just faces of the people who died. They couldn't put everybody's face on there because there was 780 people, I think, who were killed that year in Chicago. 780, bro. This is crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
And that was January 1st, 2017, I believe. So by the time we got to the end of January, the No Heart station, they call iHeart, but we call them No Heart. The No Heart station had do the top 10 at night. And 5 of the top 10 songs had in them the statement, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Including Bad and Bougie. That's when that song came out and stayed number 1 for how many years? But Bad and Bougie, you see, You Was Right by Lil Uzi Vert, Reach Out My Hands to My Father, whatever the title was, that song by Kanye West. What else? Bounce Back, I think that was the name of the song by Big Sean, and XBITCH from No Future and No Future and who was it with? I think 21 Savage was on him with that song.
You said
so on all those songs were in the top 10.
Wow.
Of this, in all those songs they said, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Even you Was Right. And You Was Right by Lil Uzi Vert. That's when he raps about going to a club and hooking up with his sister, and he ends up getting with her. His friend told him he should take her to the bathroom and do her in the bathroom. And he did. He took her home and they got busy. He later on finds out that she was with 4 or 5 other guys or something. So he goes off on her, and he gets mad, gets busy with her sister, and it makes her vanish, makes her disappear. But all these young black girls we had were disappearing. This is in the song. They were playing on hot rotation on the radio. And by the way, if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you was also in this song.
That's crazy. So it's promoting a lot of
negative. Okay, I'm sorry. But so that was 2017. Then they had a couple other songs, a song from Drake and Gucci Mane that said it. And I forgot the name of the other song that also said it. It came out early in 2017. This radio station disrespecting the masses of people in Chicago, telling our children after 780 people were shot the year before, early in the year, that if you don't trust someone, you shoot them. You don't get to know them or get away from them. If you have a bad vibe, you shoot them. So here we are in 2024, just last year, the number 1 album in the country early in 2024 was entitled We Don't Trust You. Still doing it. And of course they had the lyric in there, and that was from No Future and Metro Boomin. It's who they were talking about. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Yeah. That was the number 1 album in the country. The next number 1 album in the country, once again, came from the same 2 people, bro. No Future and Metro Boomin, entitled We Still Don't Trust You. Still talking about if you don't trust someone, you should shoot them. And from that came Kendrick Lamar's and Drake's diss, that whole phenomenon. So, bro, they know exactly what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. And it's time for some change. I was on with my cousin Tabidi recently, and we were talking about how we can't take another 25 years of this. We're a quarter way into the century, and we've been inundated for at least over 25 years of songs, of music, telling our children that they should be materialistic morons, that they should hate themselves, hate their women, their N's and B's, that they should be drug addicts, alcoholics, slang drugs, and kill each other.
Yeah. Now,
it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, here's the thing, Brother Carbon, and I want to jump into a little clip from a video that I found on the same subject. Bob Law, shout out to Bob Law, National, what is it? National Leadership Alliance? What's the name of his?
National Black Leadership Alliance.
National Black Leadership Alliance. Bob Law said that music has a way of bypassing the rational part of your brain and appealing to the emotional part of your brain. That's the amygdala. And so when people listen to this kind of negative music and they listen to it repetitively, now that's going into the emotional part of your brain where you want to get angry and you want to shoot and kill and fight and harm and brutalize other people that may look just like you. Now, this is from a video. It's called People Are Done with Ghetto Rap Music in 2025. Take a listen to this and we're going to talk about it.
Millennials and Gen Z both are tired of rap music. Rap fatigue. The lyrics are too vulgar, destructive, and degrading. Predictive. You already know what they're about to say before they say it. It's egocentric, braggadocious, and overall foul. What happened to music like Public Enemy, KRS-One? Music that actually had a message in it that would uplift the masses, not tear them down. Look, that's what this video is about. Family. You already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it. People are sick of the rap music, not listening to it no more, actually taking a break. And that explains why record sales are declining.
Hey, rap music does not hit the same. Let's talk about it. So here I am in my 20s, and I've noticed that like I really don't reach out to the rap genre anymore. Like I really don't like to listen to it as much because it spreads so much negativity. Like most of the music now, it just be talking about drugs, you know, girls and doing crazy stuff that I don't agree with. You know what I mean? I don't agree with shooting people and robbing people and all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So if I don't align with this music, why am I rapping about it? Why am I, you know, rapping along with these people and I don't agree with any of the things that they're saying? Now, you can't tell me that after a while listening to this type of music that it wouldn't affect you. I'm not saying you immediately going to go and slide on somebody or you going to do some crazy shit, but it's definitely going to, you know, affect your mental. Nowadays, I find myself listening to music that's going to make me happy, listening to music that's going to uplift me, or listening to music that just puts me in a generally good mood. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to listen to nothing that's going to, you know, weigh down my spirit, nothing that's gonna make me sad, nothing that's gonna make me feel weird, you know what I mean, or nothing that I don't align with. And I feel like as a kid, I didn't really think about it. I was just rapping shit because it was popular, it was fun. But nowadays, I just don't see the appeal of it anymore.
Even me as a kid.
Now, Brother Carbonat, were you able to hear that?
Yes, indeed.
Brother said he's in his 20s and he's tired of this commercial rap music. I think this is important to highlight and note, because the people who is the target audience for this music, they're now beginning to push back. What are your thoughts on what he said?
Man, I love the brother's analysis of it, and he's sharp on what it is. I mean, because it's obvious. So it also, man, if you get a chance, check out the Sad State of Black Music survey. So we've done plenty of them. They're on social media. You can just look up the Sad State of Black Music survey. You can add Clear the Airwaves Project if you want. But it's the same thing, bro. We ask questions. We just asked 3 questions. The percentage of music that you and your peers listen to that dropped the N-bomb, that dropped the B-bomb, and brags about and encourages the shooting of African people. There's 3 questions we ask them, and I'm telling you, is 80, 90% most of the time. And most of the people haven't thought about it like that young brother you just had on there, but that's what they're doing to us, bro. And it's so, and he talked about robbing people. This brother, man, and we haven't heard from him since, man. He had a song called Pop Out. We coming to your party. Tuck your chain because they're gonna be a robbery. And so we're not aiming for your we're not aiming for something, we aiming for your head. And I was sharing the lyrics in the barbershop recently, not too long ago when the song was out with the brothers in the barbershop. Y'all heard that? And shared the lyrics. And some dude in the chair, man, was like, "Bro, you wrong, man. That ain't what he said. He said we're not aiming. He said we're not aiming for your head. He said we aiming for your brain." I was like, "Wow, yeah, you're right. That's right. It was brain because brain rhymes with chain." I said, "Man," he was a young dude. I said, "Bro, how old are you?" He was like, "I'm 9."
Wow, that's crazy.
The adults didn't know. The young adults in the barbershop didn't know the song, but the 9-year-old knew the song.
Yeah, and so what is that doing to our young people? See how it's programming them a certain way. You make an excellent point. Now, Brother Kwabena, I want to go a little bit more in on this video because there's more people talking about this concept of rap fatigue and that they're tired of the music. Listen.
Talking about pimping. They're not talking about nothing like that.
Someone who grew up listening to hip hop and rap, recently I completely stopped listening and indulging in that field of music, especially rap, because I mean, it's pretty obvious. They talk about sex, money, drugs, and shit. And there are people that don't talk about that stuff, and I guess it really depends. But I never really resonated with any rap artists, honestly. It wasn't until I started listening to like indie music, alternative rock, and all that, where I started resonating more with, I guess, the lyrics. That and like a lot of times I feel like rap is like bad energy. Like there are just songs that I hear and like I swear most songs talk about like body count and like effing and it's just like bruh, money too, but I'm more of an emotional driven person as much as I love money. So like hearing a song about like someone's feelings hits more than like, oh yeah, I got my money up. I only listen to like Kendrick Lamar, honestly, because he's just a relatively woke person. Like I'm not even gonna lie, when I heard Sticky and Tyler the Creator's like album, I was like, dude, let me skip this song because honestly, like, bro, and I would say like once I stopped listening to rap and actually indulging in songs that I love like the lyrics to, it has definitely helped express myself more and how I feel. It helps me cope. So like if I'm fucking sad, I listen to a song where it's like, oh my god, like this, I relate to this, and then I start getting like, oh my gosh, like warm inside. Like I just wanted to say that because like I grew up listening to hip hop and rap and all that, and I didn't stick around with it just because like it's just not my cup of tea. And yeah.
Rap.
All right, so Brother Carbonell, sister says she likes to listen to stuff with better messages. Were you able to hear what she said?
Yes, I heard her, and again, it's like, I mean, it's the obvious. Like a lot of adults don't listen to it, or I should say older adults now, because a lot of the adults, this stuff, like I said earlier, has been this quarter century, it's been inundated into the minds of the masses of our people. And so when you talked about parenting and parents, I mean, shoot, a lot of these parents and even some grandparents now grew up on this kill my people, hate myself, hate my women music. So it's yeah. And, we talked to Dr. McIntosh, we talked to Dr. Cartman, these psychologists who are doing this work. And, man, we got a lot of deprogramming to do, but I don't think it's going to be too hard. We just got to put in that organize and put in that work to deprogram our people. This first step here, I mean, I'm encouraged by this.
You probably
encouraged by this.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So now let me see. I'm gonna play one more clip. Just stay with me. Listen.
Studio with him while he recording this.
This is coming from somebody who used to be a big fan of drill rap and mumble rap, but bro, I'm tired. I'm so glad this shit is coming to an end. The main reason I got tired of it, bro, because all Louisiana rappers sound the same. And if you know I'm from Louisiana, gang, they don't do nothing but talking about smoking their ops that they don't have and some other shit that they don't live. And then niggas in Louisiana wonder why they don't blow, bro. The reason y'all don't blow, gang, because it's 100 more rappers that sound just like you. 100 more rappers that talk just like you. If I was a rapper from Louisiana, bro, I would not get on this bitch trying to sound like nobody else, because automatically, since I'm not rapping about the shit they talking about, I'm going to stand out. But they don't be thinking like this.
All right, so I'm going to stop that there because he went on a little bit longer. But this is young people out of the South where I think a lot of this music was being encouraged from the South because the drill and the trap rap was like a Southern style production. He was saying that everybody sounds the same. You agree with what he's saying there?
Bro, I got a cousin, can flow, he can sing. He continues to rap this ignorance. I tell him, I said, bro, you applaud some of the work we do. You understand what we're saying. I told we do conscious. Give me some stuff. You know Geronimo. You know, it ain't like you don't know. Stop giving. I don't want to hear no more of this crazy disrespecting sisters. You got a daughter.
Right. Yeah.
If somebody want to do that to your daughter, you want to take them out. You want to hurt them. So why would you do that to other people's daughters?
Exactly.
In song.
Exactly.
So no, the dude was right. He's absolutely right. Louisiana, bro. I'm telling you, man. I go to New Orleans and Baton Rouge, but man, I'm in small towns in Louisiana. and Houma, Morgan City, I still see the crazy stuff happening. This stuff is all over. I mean, I had a niece and nephew that was at a graduation party, got shot up. Got shot up just this past, just recently.
Wow, that's sad, man. Now here's the thing. Years ago, we came up on, the origin of rap on records. So we had Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was one example. When Melly Mel was 15 years old, he wrote the verse that said, "A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind." You familiar with the verse? He was 15 when he wrote that. Now, and that's considered very young to write something that poetic and that profound. It seems the younger the rappers are now, the more ignorant they sound. Are you noticing that?
Yeah, because that's what's promoted and pushed by this industry. And once you do it, it's almost like Carter G. Woodson. Once you program the people to do it, go out this back door. Not only will they go out on their own, if they ain't no back door, they're gonna cut one out.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this. I'm noticing a lot of these rappers, I'm not really understanding what they're saying. It almost sounds like they're trying to talk and hold, like you hold your breath and you try to talk for a long time. It almost sounds like boxers that have like chronic brain injury. Like you could tell from the way they speak that there's something wrong with their brain. Is this like a trend? Is this something that's put on, or is the synthetic drugs and whatever they're doing, is that having an effect on the way they speak? Because it doesn't sound right to me.
Bro, I'm telling you, it may be that. I mean, like I said, I looked at number 4, the 44 ranked song in the top 40 earlier this morning. A song by NBA Youngboy. He's talking about the drugs and he's talking about the drugs there. So it's these drugs, man, they got our youth on, and bro, we got a lot of work to do. But again, I'm encouraged by this. I even think about Megan Pete. I don't call her no stallion because a stallion is a circumcised male horse. But Megan Pete and her relationship with Klay Thompson now, and the NBA is a whole relationship with Slop Hop is another issue that needs to be looked at and dealt with. But I think about their relationship, and I wasn't even hip to Megan's new song, but I saw in looking at this stuff about rap fatigue, sisters talking about it, and they like, come on now, you in a relationship and you still making crap like this, man. Check out the lyrics to that song if you can stomach it. Close your eyes before you read them. But it's the same old thing.
Yeah.
Same old thing, Megan.
So now,
same old pornographic, disrespectful crap that you're making. Come on now. Come on, Clay.
So, Brother Kwabena, we've talked about what the problem is, and here in the Fact Project, we like to talk solutions. I know Clear the Airwaves Project and the National Black Leadership Alliance, for one weekend, they had launched a boycott against McDonald's and some other trash food restaurants because they're underwriting and paying to advertise on some of these commercial radio stations that's playing the disagreeable rap music. Is that part of the solution to getting this off the radio?
Economic sanctions is very much so part of the solution. The campaign we had against McDonald's, that lasted for well over a year. And that was actually the Black McDonald's Association, the turkey giveaway, the food giveaway, Black McDonald's Association, based in Chicago. Actually, the first Black-owned McDonald's in the country is one where we targeted for well over a year, because they were major sponsors on these Kill Black People radio stations. We got to put economic sanctions on these corporations that support this madness. And again, go back to our earlier example. We asked them, would you buy commercials on a radio station that played music about shooting and killing dogs? And right away they said no. I said, why do you buy commercials on radio stations that play lyrics about shooting and killing Black people? And they were silent.
Excellent question. Excellent question. So now, you mentioned McDonald's. There's a few other trash food restaurants. I think Subway might have been in one of those boycotts. Can you give me some names of some other corporations that are
Yeah, we had Smith. I remember I used to eat, guess I'm giving them commercials, but I used to eat Subway salads, man, all the time. I haven't had one since, because we launched a boycott against them. And we targeted at that one particular period. This was later on. I think we were with the National Congress of Black Women. That was an organization founded by Shirley Chisholm, followed up by C. Dolores Tucker, ironically. But Dr. Ife Williams was with us when we were doing this. But and the National Black Leadership Alliance. And I think we had Seymour Tap was with us also. But it was Kohl's, McDonald's. Matter of fact, I think it was JCPenney. It's ironic, some of the JCPenney right now. Kohl's, McDonald's, JCPenney, and Subway. And it was one other retail outlet that we targeted who were buying commercials on these horrific, pornographic, hateful slop pop radio stations. But yeah, economic sanctions is something we have to do. We have to organize. There's certain things that we can do. Like we were with Carl recently talking about the connection between this music and these violence at these HBCU homecomings. And one of the things we pointed out was that of all the schools, we knew one that had a policy that they would not allow that disrespectful genre of music to come to their school, and that was Hampton University. And this is something we got to do. Get with these university presidents, get with these and say, hey, no, like my alma mater, Southern University, they had 11 people shot at homecoming a couple of years ago at Southern University at the Kappa House. 11 people shot right after the homecoming concert, which featured the City Girls, Nardo Wick, and Frito Bang. What do you expect? They just told these people right here at the F.G. Clark Activity Center, in most of their songs, they hate each other and they kill each other. And then you go across the street to the Kappa House, I'm sure they playing Wipe Me Down, where Lil Boozy is talking about sticking a gun barrel, sodomizing one of our sisters with an assault rifle.
Wow.
Hey, what do you expect? Yeah, exactly. Somebody may have said that to somebody's woman, and then they start shooting. I don't know.
Exactly. Brother Quabanal, we got some sharp viewers in the chat. Hassan Burton said McDonald's went from giving Calvin a job to advertising Black Death.
Wow.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that in there as an aside at the end. But yeah, we gotta engage in economic withdrawal. And I think a strategy would be people in their region to get a list. Like you would have to torture yourself to maybe listen to the station long enough to hear the commercials, to write down a list of the advertisers that are advertising on that station. And, put that out there on social media, or however you would do it, to get the word out to stop patronizing these corporations, because they're financing these messages that are encouraging us to harm, brutalize, and in many cases even kill each other. Brother Quabanal, we're out of time for the hour. I do want to thank you for joining us. Forgive me for having the technical challenges that we had today, but we will definitely figure it out in the future. If people want more information on Clear the Airwaves Project, how do they do that?
ClearTheAirwavesProject.org, and it's Waves, WAVES, or you can email me at clearairwaves@gmail.com. Also check out, again, those State of Black Music surveys. New York City has a resolution that's been hanging in there, just waiting, condemning the ratchet kill Black people radio stations, calling on the FCC to follow their own decency standards. It's just sitting there in the New York City, but get on the New York City Council to hear and pass that resolution.
Okay. So yeah, we definitely want to stay on top of that. And Brother Quabanal, we can bring you back again soon. We could follow up on that and some more, because I'm sure this concept of rap fatigue is going to continue to grow in the next couple of weeks and even months. And so in that time, we'll come back. We'll bring you back on so we can continue the conversation.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being with us. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us, and everybody that watched. I want to encourage everybody in the chat to stay safe and stay Pan-African, assuming you're Pan-African. But thank you to everybody in the chat that chimed in. And yeah, let's keep banging on this music. We gotta change the paradigm. We gotta change the narrative, and we definitely have to change the music, because the young people are the target audience for the music. People that are, as Brother Quabanal said, 9 years old, listening to records that glorify intergroup violence among Black people. And so that's the group that they're trying to get. So we have to somehow begin to course correct and get better music into the minds of those people, so that we have a future as a race. Because the music, the way it's going now, a lot of these people listening to it, they have no hope for the future, which is why they're so violent. And I think it's safe to say that ignorance and poverty are the parents of crime and violence. And the great Dr. Amos Wilson said, in order for systemic white supremacy to work, Black people have to be ignorant. And this music doesn't do anything but promote Black ignorance. And it actually works very well. And if you know anything about systemic white supremacy, if a strategy or tactic works like COINTELPRO, they're going to continue to do it, because they will continue to do what works and benefits them. On that note, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody for chiming in. Salute to everybody in the chat. And shout out to DJ Tiger, man. Peace. Brother Quabanal, you